Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Great North American Stampin' Show. I'm wearing my very special crown because I won episode 4 last week. This was the card that I made. It was so much fun to make. If you haven't seen this video, make sure you go back to watch it. It'll be worth your time. Now, today's episode, the other girls asked you last week, and I completely forgot, if you wanted us to showcase hearts or flowers this week, and the vote ended up winning with flowers. So we are each bringing you a card tonight that has flowers. That was our only requirement. So it was kind of fun to be a little more open-ended than we often are. So I'm excited to show you my new quick and creative card, and I think it might get your vote again this week. It's pretty cool, lots of tips and tricks. Let's go ahead and get started. So yes, we do have a variety of floral stamp sets with Stampin' Up! And yes, I keep coming back to lovely arrangements. So if you've been following the Great North American Stampin' Show or just following me on social media, you know I've used this bundle a lot lately. It is an amazing stamp set. It's one of my favorites. I just keep going back to it. And it's what I'm using today as well. So the stamp set's great, the images, the greetings, and then the dies are just so cool because there's added texture and things that are just not obvious. And so the card I'm going to share with you today just shows you some cool things that you can do. If you've been following along, you've seen this card before that I made with the Lovely Arrangements bundle. I did this probably about a month ago. It was our first episode, I believe, of this season, and coloring the negative space. So this was a very popular card. If you didn't catch that video, be sure to go back to the Great North American Stampin' Show playlist right here on my channel, and you can watch this and all of the other episodes that we've done too. So let me go ahead and start pulling in some pieces. So I'm going to start with some thick basic white, and I'm going to stamp the flower image with the Memento black ink. And I'm using this ink because I'm going to be coloring with Stampin' Blends. So I just grabbed a piece, kind of a scrap paper. I mean, it's about a quarter sheet, but I'm going to be doing several things with this one piece. I just decided it would be easier to just grab this and do everything from here. So next, I am going to color with my Stampin' Blends alcohol markers. This is Petunia Pop, and there's a light and a dark shade of Petunia Pop, and each blend has more of a bullet end and then a brush end. So I'm going to use the lighter shade and the brush end, and I do that for a couple of reasons. First of all, I use the brush end because it just makes it go faster and doesn't take as much time. So that's one reason. Also, I like to start with the lighter shade and then go back in and add some of the darker shade. And whenever I use Stampin' Blends, I have my color lifter handy because sometimes I color out of the lines. There's just a little bit right here, and I'm just going to use my color lifter to gently push it back in just a touch. So it just kind of lightens that up and pushes the color back inside the lines. So if you use the Stampin' Blends alcohol markers, the color lifter is a great tool to have. Okay, now I'm going to come back in with the darker shade. I'm going to use the brush end again, and I'm just going to kind of color over the lines that are already drawn into the design of the stamp. And just kind of add a little bit here to highlight some of these parts. I'll actually just go right over the whole center too. Now you've got options. You can leave it like this where you just go over those lines like I said. And the more you go over it, the darker it'll be. You're just adding color on top of color. So you can leave it like that, or you can go back with the lighter shade and kind of blend that in one more time. It's entirely up to you. I'm just going really quickly, adding a little more color, but you definitely see those lines more defined from the darker shade. Now, another fun thing that you can do is take the color lifter and, do I want to use the brush end? I think I'll still use the bullet end, and kind of lift ink from certain spots. So let me pull this up just so you can see it more closely. You see those defined lines from the darker shade, but you can also kind of go in here and pick some of the color up to create more contrast as well. It can just be kind of random, as intentional as you want it to be. But as you go over with the color lifter, you see how it lifts, literally, there's not a better way to say it. It's just lifting some of that color and just creates more contrast, in this case, in the petals of the flowers. Now notice when I do that, you might wonder, like a blender pen, you know, does the tip get discolored? It doesn't. It's just pushing that alcohol ink over. So I'm gonna leave it like this just to do something a little different. Hopefully you can see that difference from where I just lifted some of that ink and created more variety in the flower petals. Now I am going to come back in with the Memento Black ink and the greeting from the stamp set that says happy birthday. And I'm just gonna stamp that right up here. Let's see. Right up here, hopefully straight. Great. Right across the top, and I'm just going to cut that probably with my scissors. I might pull in my paper trimmer, but I just want to have it be a really tight fit there. Now I'm going to pull in the dies that coordinate, and there's a couple of pieces. Oh, you know what? I forgot. There is this die right here that I can set over that. So I probably should have stamped it over. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to stamp it over just a little bit. I totally forgot, and you could just use your scissors, but I forgot that there was that die that I could use as well. So I can just set the die right over it and get that tight cut there. I forgot all about that one. All right, so there is that. And then this die here, I'm going to be using in a moment. And this die to cut out this flower. And then I'm also going to use on this white cardstock these leaf dies. And you'll notice, let me pull in one more thing here just to show you. I'm just going to show you all the dies because, like I said, this is just such a favorite bundle for me, and I want you to see everything that's a part of it. So there's this die that gives some texture. This is like a label for the greetings. This is for the second flower image. And then you've got the outline of the leaf because we've got this leaf stamp here, so that die cuts that. But then there's also these two dies that are textured leaves. And so I'm going to go ahead and run this through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So we're going to have some leaves, the birthday greeting, and the flower all cut out. All right, so let's pull in all the pieces that I just cut. And there's a little leaf here. Grab this. These little holes in the dies make it really easy to pop the cardstock out if it gets stuck. So I've got these textured leaves. I've got my happy birthday, and then the flower that we colored. So all of these are going to kind of build the focal point of the card. But before I get to that, the card base itself is Petunia Pop. So I'm going to go ahead and fold that for our card base. And then I grabbed a quarter sheet of Petunia Pop, and I'm going to use this die right here. I'm actually going to run it through my machine 2 times because I want 2 pieces here that will fit on the card front. Now, when you run it through, I'm just gonna kind of slide it off like this so you can see it cuts a couple of things. So we've got, let me poke it out like I did with the leaves. We've got these circles in all connected, that what I'm going to do is set it on the background here. And remember, I cut it twice. So I'm going to line these up and attach them to get that really fun tone on tone background. And when I attach it, you won't even be able to see that it's two pieces. You can do it like this. You could use one of them and kind of have it off to the side. There's so many things you can do, but it just adds a fun layer of texture. I thought it would be easiest for this to use my liquid glue and just literally make contact and do one little dot on each circle. So I will go ahead and place this. Using liquid glue also gives me a little bit of wiggle room if I need it. So let's kind of set this on here. I'm kind of gauging so that I have equal distance on left, right, and bottom. And then if I set this one on here, I think that's pretty well placed. All right, so I'm going to push that down, and then we will do the same thing with this one. Just a little dot of glue on each circle. It's so much easier than trying to use a tape runner on something like that. And we'll just put that right up next to it. Just match it up so that the circles are touching, and it really makes it hard to tell where one ends and the other one begins. So that's a fun tone on tone background that we've got going on there. Now I took a 2 3/8 inch circle and punched it out with black cardstock, and I'm going to attach the flower that we colored and die cut. So I'm just going to put that on the center, and then because it's liquid glue, I'm going to be able to just add a little bit here and tuck it in. So I'm going to just lift up slightly and tuck that in right there. And then the same thing down on the side here. So I'm just gonna put glue, just dots of glue at the bottom that will touch the black circle. So again, because it's liquid glue, I'm able to just lift it up slightly, and I think we'll just stick it right in there. Now I'm going to attach this to the card with Stampin' Dimensionals. So these pieces are flat on the circle, and then I'll put a few Stampin' Dimensionals on the back. So this will be raised up. Again, this is our focal point, so we just want to draw a little more attention to it. So go like this and just kind of center it right there. And now we've got our happy birthday, and that die, oh, I don't remember. Oh, here it is. This little die, cut that out. You could also have just taken and cut it out with scissors. I'm actually going to trim just the tiniest bit so that I have a little bit of a shorter piece. And what I want to do is very carefully on the sheet of dimensionals, I am going to use the very edge where it's like part of a dimensional. I don't know if it's even half. It's just these little edge pieces. You don't want to waste anything. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. I might not even need that much. I might only use one. So I'm just going to tear it off and save that one for later. But I'm going to go ahead and put this at the end, and then do a little bit of my liquid glue on the opposite end. Now, the reason for that, oh geez, don't want it to touch my scrap paper. The reason for that it's glue, liquid glue on one side and dimensional on the other, is because I'm going to set it here. I want it flat, but then I want it raised up at the end. So remember, this is already raised up. So to keep that even, need to scoot it just a hair this way. To keep that even, I want it flat here, raised up here. So that keeps everything at the same height or depth, if you will. Okay, so if I put dimensionals across the whole thing, it would look a little bit awkward. It wouldn't lay flat because this background is already raised up. All right, now where do I have them? These are Sparkle Dot Essentials. And there's 4 different colors here, really pretty. I'll leave that back on there. So I'm just going to add some of these. You can use your finger like this, or if you find it helpful, that tool that I was using, the Take Your Pick tool, I use this to poke out some of the dies that got stuck. You can also go like this, just kind of set it under, except I have glue on my finger with that it's sticking to, and just kind of set the gems like that using this tool to kind of help guide you. So you can use, oh my goodness, it flipped over on my sticky finger again. You can use as many or few of those gems as you want to, but it just adds a fun little sparkle on this fairly monochromatic card. So it's just black, white, and Petunia Pop. I'm gonna do one more thing just to show you an added bonus of this die. Remember, that's how we punched out these circles. But what you can also do is take some of these diamond shapes that it punches as well. So it cut all these little diamond pieces that fit between the circles, right? So when I first was making this card, all these little pieces were there too. And I thought, gosh, I don't need to waste those. I could do something fun with those too. So I'm just going to do some random dots on the background here. I don't know how many. We'll see how it goes. Let's try that. Maybe we'll do another one right there. Okay, so all I'm going to do, and you can use the opposite end. So this is a pointy little end that I've been using. This end is almost tacky a little bit. So I can use that to help me pick these up. So if I pick it up and set it down like that and press it into the glue, it just helps me handle these little pieces just a little easier. Okay, so do you see that added texture and detail by using really what was not intended to be the main purpose of that die? We cut out the circles and then we just get these little diamond shaped bonuses. All right, do I need any more? Maybe one more down here. And maybe I had glue there actually and didn't put enough and it kind of dried. All right, one more right there. Okay. So that is my finished card for you. I hope that you enjoyed this quick and creative card. There's lots of tips in here with coloring with our Stampin' Blends and then raising up just the right side with dimensionals so you have a even surface on your focal point. Like I said, I really like the monochromatic, just that black-white with a pop of the Petunia Pop. And then adding those little pieces just add to the depth and texture. And of course, the sparkle dots, can't go wrong with a little bit of sparkle. All right, be sure to go through, click on the links to watch the other 3 videos. Go back and give your thumbs up vote to the one that you enjoyed the most. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.